Okay, so another part of the tutorial, and we're going to be tackling the first of the vase breakers, which also means that it's going to be the first level where the wake comes into play. The wake is something that you can buy at the very start of the run before the timer starts, and then the first 3 vase breakers that you play will have wake and you'll be able to instantly kill a zombie most of the time. So, let's just get into a full run through first. That's very good value. Okay. Oh, I played that a little bit longer. I can actually see it. And the value means that it will end up being fine. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Ignore that, that's not a gold. Okay, so, let's go through this in a bit more depth. So, first thing that's really different from Vasebreaker and iZombie. In iZombie you can reset until you get a good layout. In Vasebreaker you just have to play it. You can't reset and try and hope for a better layout, you just have to take what you get and hope that it's good. So, what I like to do is I like to go from the back first. Why do I like to do that? Well, thing is, if you get a squash, then, I mean, you wouldn't want to use a squash on a normal zombie, but you can wait until the zombie gets on top of another vase and try and get a better value. Obviously, this is very slow to do. You'd be doing this on every single lane at the same time, and maybe you'll be able to get some zombies quite close together that you can really just get together with a Snowpea. Because bunching zombies up with a Snowpea is another great strategy. Because the squashes are really important here. The squashes are your main asset in this level. I'll break again. I don't need to worry about money. So, one really important thing to understand about this level is the amount of high HP zombies you have versus the amount of instants you have. And annoyingly, well, the amount of high HP zombies you have, that's the bucketheads and the gargantuas, is the exact same as the amount of squashes and potato mines you have. However, because the gargantua takes 2 instants to kill, you actually need 1 more, which is why the wake is so important on this level, and so I recommend it, can't recommend it enough, that you use the wake on this level. It's really important. Because if you get, unfortunate, but if you get a high HP zombie with the wake, then you have enough instants to immediately kill all the other high HP zombies. So, 1, 2, and then this will be 3, 4, 5, 6. And if we got this guy with the wake, then that would have been enough to kill all of them. Of course, you don't necessarily need the wake to kill an IHP zombie if you can get a double, or a triple even. That basically means you get 2 instants, you get 2 high HP zombies for the value of 1 instant. I completely misplaced that, ignore me. So getting value on this level is also really important. If you can maximize the amount of value you get for your instants, then you'll be able to use the instants on even the normal zombies and speed that up if they're bunched up together. So one plan that a lot of people will just completely ignore on this, even though it's really useful, is the potato mine. I explained why that's useful already, because you need as many instants as you can get in this level, so that you can kill all of the high HP zombies. So what I actually recommend is you break all of the vases until you get the potato mine, because the potato mine is that important. Because when you think about it, the potato mine is often going to be the limiting factor of the level. What do I mean by that? It basically means that the level's time is going to depend on how fast you can get the potato mine down, because the potato mine is always going to take 15 seconds to prime, and then it will take even longer to actually kill the zombie. So if you place down your potato mine when you're already 30 seconds into the level, well then, you know, you're going to have to wait for ages for that to actually pay off and get you your extra kill, which means that your level's going to be like 45 seconds long, which isn't very good. Now, of course, the potato mine synergizes really well with the walnut. So, for example, here, we're going to get value on this potato mine, and I'm breaking it until I get the potato mine. And then I can do the rest of the level while I'm waiting for that potato mine to activate. Now, in this case, I actually got value, but so if I played it better, I wouldn't have needed to use the potato mine. Oh, that might... yeah, okay, that worked out. But you can see why potato mine, you should try and aim for potato mine. And of course, potato mine synergizing well with walnut is very nice because you can just immediately let go. The one thing to understand about walnut as well is a lot of the time, if you don't want to be paying attention to your timer because you have way too much other stuff to do, I'd say let the zombies go when the walnut shows its first crack if there's 2 zombies there. If there's 2 zombies, it should basically always be perfectly timed if you dig up the walnut as soon as the cracks start to show. That's just a little tip on this level, and also other levels like to the left that really helps. Now there is also the worst case scenario. You might not get a zombie with your wake, or if you forget to buy the wake, and so you might have to end up killing a high HP zombie with your repeaters, which is going to be very slow, and you know you really don't want to be doing that, ideally. So one thing that's important to understand is that the Gargantua at half HP has less health than the Buckethead at full HP. So if you're ever in that situation, if you can, you should try and go for the Gargantua at half HP instead of the Buckethead at full HP to kill with your repeaters, since that's going to end up being slightly faster. Now of course that might just be impractical to always go for, because if the Gargantua is paired with a bucket zombie, then you should definitely try and get the value there. And also, if it's way too far forward, that you know you're not going to be able to kill it in time before it gets to your house, you should definitely squash it. You know, don't try and play super risky, because that's just not going to work out. One thing that's always annoying on your vase breakers is your plants running out. You know, they start fading away. So let's time how long it takes for that to happen, because it actually takes quite a while, honestly. But if you break something at the very start of the level, like a squash, and that's super important to keep, and you don't get instants until you break like the bottom half and you got thing on the top, then that can be very annoying. So that took about 16 seconds. I assume it's actually around 15. I didn't look correctly, but yeah. So it'll take around 15 seconds for the plant to disappear fully, which, you know, should be good enough in most situations, but it's definitely something you need to be careful about. So just try. You do have to like look for the potato mine as quick as you can, but you also need to be wary that, you know, the plants you break only have a limited lifespan, and so when you use your squashes, you should try and use the ones that you broke first. Seems like an obvious thing to say. Also, this is not very good. Okay, it's fine. This is personally one of the levels I've struggled the most on. Loads of my ones die here, and I just don't think I'm very good at it. And one of the main things that I struggle on with this level is actually dealing with the normal zombies. You know, I can hard focus on the high HP zombies, but you know, you really do need to be careful of the normal zombies as well, because I mean they can be deadly if in like numbers, and if you don't deal with them, or you don't have the firepower to deal with them, because you've been focusing on getting your squashes out, that all your firepower is faded away. Another thing to keep in mind is you can dance. This is a thing you can do on every single level if you have it unlocked with the Tree of Wisdom. You do need to unlock with the Tree of Wisdom though. So what dance does is, if you're like, so say for example, you know, your potato mine, you're worried that it's not going to prime in time and you accidentally release the walnut too early, you can try and dance and get a slower zombie speed, because, you know, each zombie has a variable speed, and usually the only way to reset that is by placing something down and allowing them to eat it. And that will reset it, but dance actually resets the speed as well. So look at this guy, and you can see his speed starts to change a little bit. Okay, it's not a great example. Let's look at this guy again. So this guy is very slow at the moment, and he speeds up slightly there, but it's still quite slow actually. And this guy's now super fast. You know, he's clearing this tile in about 5 seconds compared to like probably the 7 he was going at before. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind on every level, but it's useful on this one in cases where, you know, you have your potato mine and you're worried they're going to get there slightly fast, for example. So another thing to keep in mind with potato mine is that, you know, if you don't get the walnut first, you know, you should still place the potato mine down as quick as you can. And this is something I'm guilty of. I usually try and wait for the walnut, even though that's, you know, potato mine is usually going to be the limiting factor. And so I should try and get it down as quick as possible. So something to keep in mind is that usually, if I can get the potato mine, usually, if you place it 2 tiles in front of them, like there's 2 tiles between them, I mean, it will definitely work out just fine. I mean, I'm going to die here before I can actually show it, which is a bit annoying. And this guy's going slow anyways, but you can tell that was about to work. Another advantage to breaking all of the ones at the back first, instead of breaking ones at the front first, is that, you know, your backwards repeaters can be placed here, and, you know, they have no risk of getting eaten by a zombie that will... Yeah. Like I said, this is one that I'm the worst at. I always forget how to do it, and, you know, we actually got worst case scenario here, and I don't have a firepower to deal with this, because I was talking, but, yeah. So, I mean, using it on the guard, like I said, is the best play, because it has slightly less health than a buckethead when it's at half HP. This is another thing that I'm guilty of not doing. So, another advantage, again, placing this at the back, is that if you get a high HP zombie, you don't need to break this phase. You can allow it to go to the wake, because I mean, if you break this phase, maybe a normal zombie will come out and it will take the wake instead of this buckethead, which isn't something you want to do. Now, this is always the worst thing in a speedrun, because you hate having to be patient. You know, I just feel like I need to break that vase as soon as I can, because I need to, you know, the rest of the vases are broken, and please just let me, I need to go fast as a speedrun, but the most optimal play you can make that is to just wait for the buckethead to pass it, or the gargantua, or whatever. Of course, if it's back here, I feel like, you know, you kind of, you know, it's not going to get there in time anyways, usually. So unfortunately, I can't really do a should I play this layout type thing on this, because it's a vasebreaker. I don't know the layout beforehand. So I'm just going to go through another full run through and explain my thought process during it. Hopefully that's okay. Okay, so I'm breaking at the back here. I see a guard, so I'm going to leave that there. Okay, I misplayed that. Like I said, you know, Balls to V, not for me. I should have... I should have waited. That was just me being stupid. Like I said, this is my worst level. Okay. Luckily, I got value with this, so I have enough instance of the whole thing, and I'm just going to focus on that. Let's go for another one. Oh, I don't have a rake. Ignore that. Let's go for another one. Okay, breaking at the back. Let's leave. Oh, okay. Jack in box couldn't do much, so let's make these. I think I might have wasted some time with that potato mine, and I just didn't realise. Okay, got a bit of value there, not a ton, but it's fine. Okay. Oh, that's not going to work. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate. I could have danced, maybe try and save it. I also knew that because there were 3 coming here, I could have dug it up a little bit earlier. To try and get this guy to get caught up with the rest of them, but I don't know. He wasn't even eating the walnuts, so I don't know what we've done there. Okay, we have another in here. Okay, we need potato mines, I need to break all this. Okay, so this isn't very good, because I'm not going to get value with the break here. I can try and slow that guy down so I get value with the break, but I don't think it's going to end up working. And, oh, something happened there. Something happened there. Like I said, easily my worst level, probably. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to not... I'm going to hesitate on breaking the rest of that, although I think that might be another buckethead, actually. Unless I'm just miscounting completely. Yeah, okay. But now I'm neglecting my repeaters. Like I said, there's so much going on that I can't... It's hard to talk as well during it. There's so much going on in this level, and there's so much you have to keep up with, that it's really hard to focus on the whole layout. Which is why I really do recommend doing it first, in addition to being able to use... first with the vasebreakers, in addition to being able to use the wake. Okay, we're going to get value here. Oh, okay. Now I need to make sure that I don't lose all my firepower here. Oh, I should have been... Okay, I might actually end up using the squash on this guy, because this should work no matter what. And this is actually going to end up being the limiting factor. That's a bit instructive. You don't always need to use your squash on the bucket heads if it's already, like, ready for a potato mine, and you might end up getting more use out of using it on the normal zombies, if anything. I could have not broken those saves there because of the jack in the box, but muscle memory, I guess. Okay, I'm going to try and get more value with the with that. I could have done that here as well. And then I'm going to Snow-Pea this so that it doesn't activate the potato mine, just because I was a little bit worried about it. Because it hadn't actually shown the cracks yet, and that's fine because you can actually do it a little bit before it shows the cracks. But I was just a bit worried there. So I decided to play a bit safer, which is completely fine. And I definitely recommend trying to use the Snow-Peas when possible, because they are a big help. Okay, so we're in a situation right now. We're in a very bad situation, that is. Yep, okay. So that was me not doing the squashes correctly, because I should have focused more on the squashes earlier, because I got so many at the start that they were going to run out. But, you know, this is also a problem because the Gargantua was protecting this normal zombie, and that would have ended up going through, so I would have to Snow-Pea and 3-Peter, and it would be a mess. Okay, let's do one more. Get the wake in. Okay, interesting. I think, actually, walnuting here would have been better play, because I could have just Snow-Pea'd the bucket heads there together because they were so close, but these guys were separated so long. And we're still going to end up actually... never mind, and I messed up here. And this won't work, it'll get to 1 HP. That might be 2 HP, but... Yeah, okay. Let's get an actual good one. Like I said, very hard level. I'd say I'm better at the, I knew that wasn't going to be a zombie, so that's why I broke it. I'd say I'm better at the, zombies, and I'm definitely better at explaining them. I'm going to dance so that this guy goes to the wake slightly quicker. I might actually, yeah, I'm going to have to do that. Okay. I held out on squash there because it looked like the zombies weren't going to all die from a potato mine, so having that as backup was helpful. I'd say this is definitely the least helpful of my tutorials so far, just because Ace of Vase is one I struggle on as well, so I struggle at explaining it as well. But I hope it's been of some use to you in some ways. Hopefully there was a thing or two you learned. And I'll see you for the next part.